だんだんと日が暮れてきましたね。部活に手出しないことね。どこから現れた。
これで息の根を止めてやる。逃がさない。
倒れるわけにはいかない。
危ない。相手じゃないわ。
部活に手出しないことね。
これで息の根を止めてやる。逃がさない。予想外の展開でしょ。これで息の根を止めてやる。相手じゃないわ。逃がさないよ。
恵みは奪わせない。何者にも。
これで息の根を止めてやる。
痛いわよ。
これで息の根を止めてやる。逃がさない。
どう？そこ。
相手じゃないわ。
痛いわよ。この相手の弱点はと。嫌な予感がします。気をつけてください。覚悟はいい？神罰の時間よ。
見つけたわよ。あんたの望みでしょ。殺してやる。
足元には十分注意してください。足を踏み外すと
友達になれて本当に嬉しい。感謝の気持ちを示したいの。気に入ってくれるといいけれど。
All right. What gave it away? This rugged face or my tired gaze? Crossing those valleys will give you both. Ah, little blind girl and her clingy bodyguard, right? They're a couple now? Didn't seem to give that impression on their way here. Ah, I digress. Going to make a return journey through that rocky maze once I've got all the wares for my eager clients in the east, and I'm short of a bodyguard myself. The fool who escorted me here got himself lost in the wild somewhere, staggering from the inn in a drunken stupor. Thought about tying him to the wagon until he came to his senses. Yet ultimately, if you're going to put your life in someone's hands, then it better be someone you trust. All right. I'm desperate, you see. Happy now? I just need a body to take the hits in case we get into any trouble. Which we won't, of course. Don't worry, I'll be paid handsomely. That is, if you don't drop the venture halfway through and push through to the end. Don't want to blow the wind out of your sails, but this is the east of High Rock, worlds apart from the west. Don't want you to be getting any false impressions of us Breton folk from the, people you meet down there. There I go rambling again. Get aboard. New lands await. Hope you brought your own rug. That hardwood's gonna be a real pain later on. Don't get too comfortable though. Still need a blade ready for when the road gets rough. We're on the doorstep of the kingdom. Yet the gods ordain that we stumble across trouble now? What a farce. Look over there! The man's gasping for life! I'm not going any further until you find out what's going on. Hey now, I'm just a merchant! I try to avoid spilled blood. Besides, what else am I paying you for? Well, the previous ventures haven't seen much spilled blood, save for a passenger getting leery with another, though my route is one of the safer paths of travel. I have to pick up the pace through certain stretches, of bandits and the like springing traps from above on any uncaring traveller making their way to the province. Once we reach the easternmost part of Evermore, then we should be safe. Got the guard there meting out justice with an iron fist. Scoundrels should stay well clear. Most of the time, anyway. Well, don't want to startle you, as I do need an extra blade, but we've got a problem with these savages north of Evermore. They like to call them witchmen. Not sure if that's what the savages call themselves, but we'll stick with it. You see, rumours are stirring that these witchmen are getting agitated. Sporadic attacks all across the kingdom, made the wilds near impossible to dwell in because of their savagery. But that's a problem you'll have to deal with once you reach the kingdom, not on your way there. So don't fret about the journey itself. We'll be fine. Evermore's renowned most of all for its colourful cast of characters and deviants. You'll run the gamut of Brittonic experience in that cluster of man. First settlement you'll come across, considering you stay the course once you depart from a wagon, is the Divide, a hulking bridge jutting out from its watery locale. Standing atop that stony juggernaut will grant you a vista of the Reach's mires and towns, most notably Arnima, and if you squint hard enough, Evermore itself. Semantics, eh? Evermore is the city and the kingdom, where the city itself beats as the heart and centre of our royal affairs. The place where the Reach consolidates its authority and, well, reach over the east. Used to be a backwater not too long ago, the Eastern Hinterland Kingdom. Yet recent times have spoiled the city with inordinate wealth and power. Power that they've used to conquer and subjugate their comparatively less civilized neighbours. Now any Breton dwelling east of the city's walls sports their banner. You'll see it on your arrival. Nothing pleasant, I assure you. Most outside their miserable sty consider it to be a stain on the kingdom, with good reason. Most of the guards are nothing but thugs looking to shake down us humble merchants when given the chance, and they routinely terrorise those unfortunate sods that don't have the means to leave. All governed by that strange character, Mortephane. Lord Mortephane, to be correct. Never call a lord by his name. Heard tales of sordid acts and strange punishment disseminated upon those beneath him, who weren't wise enough to escape. Most of these tales smacked of madness. Most I simply ignored because they're hard to imagine happening within any civil residence. I never risked finding out for myself. Town dampers the mood, which isn't good when you're travelling on your lonesome. Reminds me. I actually have to pass by that decaying dump. Got a client right within their walls. Hopefully the guards are knockout drunk, as usual. They're meanest when they're sober. And, don't blame me if you see this wagon halfway to the horizon upon hearing your screams. Have to protect my interests.
Those witchmen in the tower, they ambushed us when we were changing shifts. Won the Divide. Get them to send men, please.
何か嫌な予感がするわ。
Another fleshling assails us. The king will have his towers, he will have his subjects, and he will have your head. The Dark Mother assures this.
さっさと始末してあげるわ。危ないじゃない。
Come to talk. No, friend. Not forsworn. Witchmen. Thought I told you about these devils already? Trust me, these aren't the type you want to be ignorant about. If you treat them like you would any common scoundrel hounding for your coin purse, then the next sight you'll be seeing is that of your gods. Bastards coat their blades and arrows with this vile poison. A resin so foul it can condemn giants to an agonizing death with nary a brush. Not sure how you came out of that alive, to be honest. You're tougher than you look. Really? That's hard to believe. These scum are a whole new low for the Reachmen. Carving up man, woman, child and babe alike in their hideous rituals. Sadistic artists. How they play with the bodies they harvest and hoist them in that dense woodland north. Foul. Simply foul. Spoiled my mood. At least you've made it back. I was about to do one, had you spent any longer up there. You shouldn't. The divide is within spitting distance. If you keep to the road, you should arrive there without harm. Unless you take a detour, that is. That's where my almighty prescience ends and the uncertainty begins. And as we know, ignorance pays. My clients are probably waiting with bated breath, taken long enough to get here already. I'll need to skip on any indulgences on that bridge and head straight to Arnima. However, you should speak with the governor up there, Morosa. Frumpy little woman, but don't tell her I said that. She'll normally be within the temple, sparing a prayer for our mutual mother. Mara, you fool! If there's one god you should know in the Reach, then it's her. The people don't take kindly to those who know naught about her grace. I'll see you around, friend. Give my thanks to Morosa for keeping this road so safe. All right. Cheers.
Make yourself busy. You all right? Don't cause any trouble now. Make yourself busy. Don't cause any trouble now. Make yourself busy.
Come on, honey. We're almost there. Have all the hay you want.
And the clouds gather again. How futile. Your tears will not wash away the wounds. The feast draws near, little ones.
この洞窟はどこ？
Come to talk. Cheers.
ステンダールの慈愛があなたに注がれますように。万人は一人しかいないのよ。レイドラがどこに隠れようと、ステンダールの万人は見つけ出すわ。
こういう場所は好きですよ。
万人の目を逃れることはできないのよ。全て明かりに出るの。
Hold up. Haven't seen you up here before. What's your business?
There she is. Divine.
Witchman? Bloody Mara. Never thought they would get this close. Okay, you can go through to Morosa. Tell her everything. For the sake of the Reach. Keep safe.
Heard the news from Skyrim. They say that Ulfric was captured and killed.
He wasn't killed. A dragon came to rescue him.
A dragon? You're mad, brother. Besides, the dragons hated us back then. They would hate us now. Time doesn't mend grudges.
Aye, you can say that again. Hate makes you miss the good things in life, like good meat.
Something you need?
Come to hear the latest news, lest you forget that there's more to the Reach than your own bridge. Horrific doom befalls the hamlet of Sabbath, torn to shreds by vile magic. It has been overtaken by death, or should I say, undeath. Hear ye, hear ye. The Witchman raid leaves Evermore's eastern border exposed like a fair maiden's hip. The Imperial Watchtower's garrison butchered entirely. More and more ships trouble the waters of Illic Bay every day as corsairs from Hammerfell continue to ravage our coasts. The orcs still lurk in the countryside, and they are out for blood. Remain within the city walls, or at least don't travel alone. The latest flood devastated the settlement of Forlorn. Bad news for travelers. The village's inn is now serving nobody but fish. The affliction threatens to engulf the Reach as more and more fatalities are reported, even witnessed at times. Pray to the Eight for good health. The ancient curse's echo grows louder as the undead guardians of Grey Belmore begin to stray farther from their dark fortress. If your journey takes you past Grey Belmore, do not tarry, or do, if your fighting prowess permits. Farm food stealer caught! The once elusive man who ate the feed of cows.
They're just a bunch of pawns that's all hiding behind us. It's the common folk's spilt blood that allows the rich to live in peace and deny.
Hey, new face, do me a favor, will you? Please, I'll make it worth the trouble. Look, I need some gear, friend. Just need you to give the rest of this pouch to a fella named Elrich, down in Arnima. He'll be festering with the rest of our ilk. You know, beggars. Sorry, my lord. I meant no offense. Don't think nothing of it. Sometimes I yearn for those simpler times, where a cold winter was the worst of our concerns. Returning to those days with a rake in hand rather than a sword.
Nostalgia, sir, nothing but. The dull and stagnant are twin to this life, yet fortune favours those in your craft with the potential of knighthood.
Pardon my blasphemy, but that title would hold water in any other kingdom. Those recently knighted, vagabonds, scoundrels, and other miscreants now make up that once extolled rank. A mirror to the decadence of our capital, wouldn't you say? Not much virtue in culture and tradition when coin brings a more immediate relief from our mutual mortal turmoil.
After your shift, we'll drown those worries at the inn, and take comfort in those words not being yours alone. One only needs to hear of our capital to share in your animosity. A session of the inn should distract us from these miseries.
Everything okay? Just hoping it doesn't start pouring down again. Dire times, but we'll make it through.
wanted to speak of Mortavane. I've heard
Cat got your tongue.
from the council that his seat in Anima may be put into question.
You heard correct, because he and his guards are demanding more gold from the merchants, while also becoming more aggressive. No better than thugs. And that little lord does nothing but encourage it. I despise that unsightly man. Every conversation with him is extremely unpleasant. His paranoia also makes it so we can't have any of our own in that town to keep an eye on him.
I have a missionary within the temple down there. He shares whispers with me on occasion. If you need consoling on this, you only need to ask. If I may beg my pardon, I shall return to servicing this temple.
Very well. Make a prayer that nothing terrible arises from this disorder. It's good to have the gods listening in times like this. Out with it. Have we arranged a meeting, or is it your intent to address nobility lacking proper decorum? Speak quickly, lest you rile my temper. Oh, a harbinger of grim news. Not the best first impression. Well, thank you for telling me in advance of my own guards. It was only a matter of time before they spilled further east. Pardon the introduction, yet understand the need for it. We can't have any wandering yokel approach royalty like they're of the same stock. It's not good for the kingdom's image. We'll have the guard there as soon as possible. But for you, are you interested in some coin? We need someone to talk to us. Nothing more pleasing to a mercenary than gold. From your mannerisms, I'll make the sound assertion that you're not versed with High Rock itself, and probably lack knowledge of this realm. However, you will come to know the kingdom's people in short time, as our stone walls all but separate the encroach of savage from civilized. Yes, well, onto the matter. To the east of this bridge lies the town of Ornima, formerly Raven Spring, lest you run into a resident whose mind is stuck in bygone years. Can get confusing, much like everything else in this land. Within Ornima, you will find Jakos, who trains the scout detachment there. He's the only man that I somewhat trust, who's not completely beholden to his lord. Ask him about rumors. Tell him that I sent you. He should understand your intent. We've conducted affairs before. A simple nod from him will be more than enough information for you to infer. You don't need to know any further than that. Ask yourself, would a noble or an unknown scoundrel have their head on a pike in case a little conspiracy became public? Remember that if you go speaking aloud about your duty, I will simply deny any involvement and you will be watching over the Reach without a torso. Now off you go. Earn a small fortune for yourself. I heard Evermore has many an opportunity to entertain your proclivities. On the stipulation of coin, mind you. Such coin that will be available on your return.
Stranger, fancy an extra blade to accompany you through the menagerie that is the Reach?
Got something on your mind?
Till next time.
Hey now. Be on your guard. We'll meet again.
Something you need?
Sorry, that's all the news for today.
You all right?
My husband and my boys all went west to Evermore to join the militia. That was 10 years back. A small war broke out between Wayrest and Evermore, with only one notable battle, and my boys, why did Mara have to take my boys? On that one day blood was spilled, she took them all. I prayed to her every day. No, I should be apologizing. Why would you want to hear the ramblings of some old useless widow? Go, enjoy your prime.
このアイテム弱点はと残念です。
Another
そん
gutter.
な避けられそうにありません。皆さん、怪我はありませんか？
Redguard thieves, bloodthirsty orcs, and now even the dead come for us?
Don't worry. We'll find the bastard who did this, and we'll feed him to the dogs. The souls of Sabbath won't be at peace until we do.
This realm just keeps getting bleaker by the day. Why do you think the gods have stopped answering our prayers?
What makes you think they were ever listening?
You alright? Don't cause any trouble now.
You all right? Don't cause any trouble now.
覚悟はいい？神罰の時間よ。
今のは何ですか？いると思ったわ。
手出ししないことね。
ほら、やめなさい。来なさいよ。 たわね。逃がさない。
もうありませんか？
誰かいるの？逃がさないよ。
やっこのアイテム弱点は？ 中だ。だんだんと日が暮れてきましたね。
to meet your end.
私たちの口に来た
For me? Can't take you hanging from a
I'll kill off your entire god's bugger.
これで一気に手を止めてやる
too easily blocked.
You're the gun.
This starts running.
Time to meet your end. I'll kill off your entire god's forsaken
これ
race.
で一気の目を止めてやる
Spit it out.
うかつに手出ししないことね
さっさと始末してあげるわ
えい
これで一気の目を止めてやる
なんて負けた
そう思ったわ
皆さんお疲れ様です
誰か見つけたわよ
逃げ場はないぞ
これで一気の目を止めてやる相手じゃないわ
思い知れ
いや
俺が逃がしたの
お眠りなさい皆さん怪我はありませんか
何か聞こえなかったなさいよ
私たちを導きたまえ
逃がさないよ
お行儀が悪いのはどの子か
相手じゃないわこっちはこれで一気の手を止めてやる
皆さんお疲れ様です。えい。おはようございます。今日も日頑張りましょう。恵みは奪わせない。
こら、
何者にも。部活に手出ししないことね。皆さん、やけがはありませんか？皆さん、お疲れ様です。今のは何？そう思ったら？
Foolish simian maggot. six employee. Ascend to herald of our blighted legion. Harvest the heads of your creators and liaison with me once again. We speak in maggot tongue. Take your women and sever their heads. Return to have our eye gaze upon your flesh. The queen of worms awaits. We await. What is the worm's intention? Conflict. We are not agents of brute force. We bring you rot, and you will come to see the ill of your choice.
誰かいるの？見つけたわよ。
やあ、我が姉妹よ。疲れているみたいだな。もしよかったらリラックスできる用意がある。最高級のスクーマ、甘い。まあな、衛兵を呼んだりはし
こう
ないよ。
いう場所が好きですよ。シデマテンに紛らわせない。何者にも。
もう終わりか。これだけか。
皆さん、お疲れ様です。
Hello? Till next we meet.
You alright?
Something you need? Best armor in the Reach, no doubt. May the Reach show mercy on you.
You all right? Don't cause any trouble.
You can't keep it all. That's my earnings for the season. Listen, I can treat you lads to a round at the inn if you just let me take back half my stuff. A good compromise, right, boys?
It's always evermore, never us that you care about. Why is that, merchant? Gold more important than blood, huh? And nah, we're keeping the whole lot of it. Besides, the inn stopped selling quality ale a good while ago. Nothing but piss pints now.
Too right. Been ages since we've had a good drink. You'd probably buy a whole fortnight's worth of rum on your behalf, merchant. Those ponces at Evermore will have to wait for their next batch of fancy jewelry.
Here, here. Now, we're a generous lot. So your horse and whatever rags you wrapped in are all yours. And this is only temporary, so don't feel too glum.
Yeah, bugger off before we get old Morty involved.
Word spreads, lads. We'll be surprised when us men of coin stop appearing. Alright? When aren't we merchants in trouble with this humble lot? They've got this racket going where they take our goods for inspection, but really we know they're just pinching whatever they find that can fetch a good price. I do really need my goods, but I know that they'll give me hell if they find out I'm causing more of a hassle than I've done in the past. Alright, they'll tread with care. Don't tell them it was me who sent you, just say you oversaw the entire thing and decided to be the gentleman when these prats weren't. Cheers, friend. On your merry way.
Make yourself busy.
Let this show as a warning for those that dare steal from the nobility again.
Should have kept your hands to yourself, Arnie.
Your roar is mad. These sons of bitches are doing me a favour. At least I won't suffer in this shithole any longer.
Another gutter rat!
Silence, criminal. You die as you lived.
Something you need?
You alright?
You alright?
Spit it out. By keeping the cattle in line. Gods knows when the next traitorous whoreson will strike. All we can do is keep vigilant of the cut of our blades. And maybe you're one of the traitors I'm talking about, huh? Ought to see what Rane does to turncloaks. Can even make them witchmen squeal. Keep safe.
You alright? Keep safe.
Need something? Get to the point. Never seen you before, so I'll hazard a guess that you're new. The sheer state this town must be in for a newcomer to first remark on its poverty. If you're willing to stay a while longer, and you'll come to witness that some of us still retain our civility. Don't judge a book by its cover, they say. Wish that were completely true in our case. Got ourselves a spy. Could find yourself at the end of a rope, if you're lucky. Yeah, I know who you're talking of. Tell her that a helping hand is more than welcome. She'll get the gist. Before I forget myself as someone of meagre authority, take this letter as well. The seal is meant to keep prying fingers out, so she'll know if you start sticking your nose in. What? Want to take me to dinner? Just make sure you get back to her safely. If you ever feel your safety compromised, make sure to leave no trace of that letter. That's all the blood that follows will be on your hands, not mine. Got your blinders on? Plans have a tendency for being outed upon leaving your lips here. We've got ears all round town, eager to earn an extra septim for themselves by getting on the Lord's good side. Besides, our hands are ultimately tied through forces beyond Mortarfane. There's a larger fear among the royalty in this province for uppity peasants than mad tyrants. We don't want to be setting any precedents with our unruliness now. And so our only ally is time, waiting for the Lord to pass on for a more just ruler to reign. That knowing the Reach is a hope based in fantasy. We shouldn't talk about this further. A man has to be cautious if he wants to keep his head. Isn't that the question on everyone's lips? Abandon any hope of reasoning with these savages. Trying to understand them will earn you a dung-covered arrow in the gut. The dam wiped out nigh 8/10 of the men I've sent up their way. All fell by either maddening sorcery or toxic weaponry. The other 2/10 returned either missing their limbs or part of their sanity. You heard right. It's like their brains were not clean out of their skulls, raving mad, regurgitating the same strange words that those fanatics vomit up from their black lungs. Ever wondered how a force this destructive and incoherent can keep their numbers up? It's not because they breed like rabbits, though that's definitely playing a role. It's mainly because our very own defect from all over the kingdom. Ain't that another question on everyone's lips? We'd love to give you a reason, but I've burnt myself out in the past trying to conjure one. Seems this dark prose gets lodged between their ears, messes with their thoughts, makes them violent, bitter and unpredictable. We've made it an unspoken law to exile those affected by this mind poison rather than take them in. Rehabilitation has proven futile, a cold measure, and cold begets cold, with the whole land freezing in its misery. An eager helper or a plotting saboteur? If the latter, then I must warn you, there's no second chances with me in this town. First sign of you turning cloak will have you hoisted in the dungeons. What do you suggest? Confront our foes with daisies and smiles? They'll cleave your smug face in too. Yeah, there's some truth to your words, and I'd be remiss in this town's welfare if I stubbornly defend my stance. So if you're sincere and you want to help out, then we have a job at hand. Oh no, friend. Not attempt, but do. This isn't a job that you can just half-arse and make your peace with the land. You'll have to stick it through, else Mara's going to be receiving another soul. If you haven't noticed, we civilised folk in our civilised gatherings are but an enclave to all the scum that lie in wait, just a stone's throw from our gates. Our closest neighbours happen to be those feral folk dejected from the kingdom's settlements, making the wilds their home. Exiles. Same thing, just different legal repercussions if they ever return to where they were booted. The punishment here is death. Mortarfane decreed it so. Even the family of exiles can expect the same harsh treatment if they're ever found to be consorting with their criminal kin. Well, we needed a scout to oversee any contraband smuggling or corruption within our ranks, who may be dealing with the delinquents. The exiles don't pose the same threat as all the other villains in the Reach, but they sure break cohesion here in the kingdom. Always had a problem with our guard, doped up and turning a blind eye to their duties. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish between your own and those rats who supply them. Just what I like to hear. Some conviction for your work. Here, give us your map. I'll dot the area that our scouts use as a vantage point. Can gander at the whole camp on this humble knoll. Just make sure you're discreet with this venture. These exiles may be dumb, but they ain't blind. Since you're working for us in this brief stint, I just want to brief you on our alarms. If you hear the horns blowing, then turn tail and get back to us in haste. We're on edge for any attacks on our walls, and for good reason. I had a Witchman raid not long ago, and I want more bodies at the gate to deal with them. Seems as though every time I ponder about a raid, it happens. Misfortune runs through the land like hot water. That they're thieves. Alright, pardon my temper. I know better from my travels that they aren't all plunderers and pirates. Only because not every red owns a ship. And pardon the jab, can't help it. Sometimes you can only laugh when you're dealing with this much dung being thrown at you from every corner of the land. Let's just call them raiders, huh? Well, these raiders swarmed our southern mines, right in the heart of that storm which brought the rivers crashing to our walls. Cannon had levelled the bog, and we soon saw the rats feed among the rubble. It's what the Reds use because their impotent minds being incapable of handling magic. A large metal tube propels a metal ball, where if you blink, you'll miss it ripping right through your skull. These Red Guards have a lot of similar contraptions. Fortunately, the most advanced aren't held by their criminals, but by those with the coin to do so. Another precaution against a provincial war, if I may opine. It is better, but extremely taxing, and can have a callous mage in a very dire situation if he casts in disregard. Machine, however, needs no mental operator that must maintain a steady focus. Only thing they need is a cleaning, and someone with spare hands to wield it. Can't say the same for all the mages who've lost their minds from years of gazing into their tomes. So we're being careful when approaching these river rats. You have to gauge what their arsenal is before making our move. But rest assured, we will flush them out, just a matter of time. Stay alert.
5人具ブリュー蜂蜜酒を飲んで過ごす一日よりいいものなんてあるか？5人具ブリュー蜂蜜酒を飲みながら
Get on with it.
何か嫌な予感がするわ。覚悟 悟はいい？神罰の時間よ。どう？お疲れ様です。そこ。痛いわよ。No.
I'll kill off your entire goddamn green-skinned filth.
No. 皆さん、怪我はしませんか？お行儀が悪いのはどの子かしら。
I'm gonna split you open, What's going up your ass? Brother down! Kill that bastard already! And I thought today was gonna be boring.
覚悟はいい？神罰の時間よ。
逃がさないよ。相手じゃないわ。
Don't hug me off. Slice you here.
逃がさない。相手じゃないわ。
Big shot, eh?
ほら、危ないじゃない。
お行儀が悪いのはどの子かしら。
死んでしまえ。さあ、早く。
Not good enough.
逃がさない。相手じゃないわ。ほら、危ないじゃない。止めてやる。こっちは味方よ。あんたなんかこっちでやる。相手じゃないわ。何するのよ。逃がさない。
show you how we get down. I'll carve you up. Jimmy! I'll carve you up.
皆さん、お疲れ様です。だんだんと日が出てきましたね。
Sir, a moment, if you will.
All together, lads. We're gonna push through this.
Spit it out, I see.
Send our shit. You're ready. Send our shit. この相手の弱点はとそこどう As it is, boys. Drown these desert rats in the river from where they came. Keep vigilant. The bounty's set up on soon.
Make yourself busy.
We're bound to be set upon.
覚悟はいい
Eyes forward.
シー
No
バスの
enemies.
時間よ
Come in. Take more than that. Bust.
All back down! Piss on your corpse!
すぐに終わらせてやる。
逃がさない。
誰食べかと思ったぞ。
逃がさない。
Come in.
そっちに勝ち目はないわよ。
Looted the entire town. Nothing left to salvage. Let's go get back what's ours. Avenge all who were slain here. Get close or you'll be an easy target. No doubt those thieves will hold up here as well. Keep your wits about you. These Reds will lash out when cornered. All inside. Keep vigilant. We're bound to be set upon soon.
Piss off.
Get close or you'll be an easy target.
Sneaky little...
いや、怪我はありませんか？私には使命があるもの。
見つけたぞ。あがないがありません。
If you need a second to breathe, take it now. We're not going to relent against these rats lest they regather. Direct spearhead through their ranks. Alright, break cover. Off we go. We have hostiles. Good, they didn't trash the mines while they were here. Could hope for further function once we clear these reds out. More coin for Raven Spring, lads. Rejoice! Get close or you'll be an easy target.
piss on your corpse!
Get close or it'll be an easy target. We have hostiles.
I see you, scum.
Slipping.
Technique.
Time to take some metal.
Slipping.
Come in, prick. Come on, keeper. Piss on your corpse.
You all right?
これで息の根を止めてやる。
Let's play.
来なさいよ。
Take it. Weak technique. Get close or you'll be an easy target.
何か嫌な予感がするの。
血でまといになりたくない。
逃げない。
部活に手出ししないことね。 心がけね。
どこにも火をつけるなよ。いいな。
ことしたの？
素敵じゃない。シールスにしようね。
こっちは脆いわね。目を止めて。
や
こんなの楽勝よ。これで息の根を止めてやる。
部活に手出ししないことも。お行儀が悪いのはどの子？恵みは奪わせない。何者にも。
これで
お行儀が悪いのはどの子？
何するの？これで息の根を止めてやる。ほら、危ないじゃない。
皆さん、お疲れ様です。さよなら。次はいい子に生まれてきなさい。
くそ。ぶった切って。
これで息の根を止めてやる。
やれるもんならやってみろ。
大したことないわね。
もういいだろう。
お疲れ様です。やりたくない。
あんたはクズぞ。
やるもんならやってみろ。おい、下がれ。
Keep vigilant. We're bound to be set upon soon. Get close or you'll be an easy target. Stendar, shield me. Smart, huh? Smart, huh?
Hey!
Which way you going? Keep vigilant. We're bound to be set upon soon. Behold it, boys. The rat's nest. Let's be the fire that ousts this vermin. Give no quarter. We need to show these river scum that the Reach isn't to be trifled with.
Come in.
Lucky hit.
逃がさない。
We actually did it. What a heck of a rampage we had. Pray that nothing else sails up these waters anytime soon.
今のは何？
れ。お疲れ様です。
Aren't you busy with something? Red Guards and piracy aren't easily parted, but even a dog should know when to stay clear of a fire, and we'll make sure to have the flames of their ships burn bright enough for the whole river to see. Just have to get some of the mage lads down here to work their magic. Caught wind that Sigmane is sparing some of his precious treasury our way. Good thing too. Bog was one of the chief contributors to our kingdom's wealth. Once we're sure that those desert rats aren't making any further plans, we'll have that rubble heap cleared up and made pretty again. Me? No. Yeah, Kegel, mate. If you've met him already, that is. If not, then he resides within that walled-up city to the west, Evermore, as you've probably heard more than enough of by now. He'll be the one you'll need for any proposed clean-up duty. Cheers for the help here. The boys are more than appreciative for your presence. Stay alert.
何かお困り？
日差しが心地いいですね。魔力が溢れそうね。
よくやったわ。
誰かいるのか？命をもらうぞ。
覚悟はいい？神罰の時間よ。やっ。
危ないじゃない。
いや、怪我はありませんか？
stay alert.
お行儀が悪いのはどの子かしら。そう思ったわ。罪の味をかみしめなさい。私は皆さんのお役に立てているのでしょうか。何を探しているんですか？出発しますか？コーラ争いは避け、もうやりたくない。
You alright? Don't cause any trouble now.
のどかなところですね。こういう場所は好きですよ。
Get on with it. The flood. The inn was the first to go. Most of us holed up within the walls could only watch as it collapsed under the decaying ground. My produce was completely decimated. I had to make deals with the exiles just to make sure I could survive another season, just so they could grow back. I thank Kinnereth that there hasn't been a flood since. I'm not sure this village nor the realm could deal with another mess so soon.
ここにいるわ。手を貸してあげるわ。必要なものがあれば何なりと。
Something you need? May the Reach show mercy on you.
Something you... Hello? Best armor in the Reach, no doubt. Till next we meet.
All right. Safe journeys.
Spit it out.
Something you need? Keep safe.
Hello? You're in luck. I've been searching for a budding bounty hunter like yourself. Now we can sleep without having one eye open with those ghouls gone. And if you're curious as to what the Mad Mage was doing in those mines, you should have a word with the bishop up at Evermore. Maybe he could spare some of his precious time to tell you what those necromancers might be doing. They've been a nuisance since forever. Before I forget, here's the gold for the job. Farewell.
Speak up. He can very well bring our town down with his if he doesn't come to his senses. I'll have to make word with Evermore's council to see what can be done. Your deeds are appreciated. Make yourself feel welcome atop our bridge. The head of the Imperial Embassy, Drugo, needs someone as disciplined as you. Make sure to pay them a visit. Seems they're going to make a push against the Orsimer who raised their outpost. Your help could make the difference. Good to see some enthusiasm. The Reach certainly needs more like you. I'm no expert nor historian, but what I can tell you should be the same that every Reachman would recite when speaking of those savages. Accounts state that this new incarnation of the Witchman appeared near 2 decades back, just after the incident at Munstor. You haven't heard of it either. I feel like I'll be going over the history of every blade of grass in the Reach. I digress. Munster was an abandoned fort far to the north that has since succumbed to its frozen locale. Peasants, serfs, and other seditious souls had made a great exodus under the cover of night, all leaving their fields, abandoning the lords they were sworn to serve. Of course, when all your labor, thus wealth, absconds in but a moment, there will be tremors. So the lords had sent men to trail these wayward workers all the way to Munster. What they saw was an ostensibly bizarre affair, both witchmen and peasants forming a decadent commune, many turning to layabouts who engaged in petty pleasures and shirking the labor that had made them. I see you're not one for absorbing the finer details of a conversation. This was before they had all turned feral. Not to say they weren't savage before, but that former identity was ultimately harmless, unlike those you see now. The lords eschewed violence at first, instead opting to subvert the commune, freeing their scum and exiles northward, with the condition that they go live in Munster. The hope was that the delusional dreamers of that town would abandon their fickle want for equality once extreme personalities had entered their midst. To our utter astonishment, they didn't. These scum that would haunt our societies were either subsumed into the mix or blocked from entry, leading many to evaluate the true intent of these radicals. We thought they were just pacifists who'd allow any and all into their ranks, which would spell doom for any gathering. Panic-stricken, many lords conspired, finally pushing for the siege that would be that commune's undoing. Cutting off food, digging extensive tunnels to both poison their wells and revealing more avenues for attack. Lastly, clear diplomacy, to impart some reason into those serfs, enough for them to return to civilization and abandon these naive ideals. The lords saw the beneficiaries within Munster, a gathering of hag ravens who were prolonging the siege to impossible lengths. Then crumbs of discontent were found among the militia. Fear gripped the nobility that these ideas could spread to every serf. Nobility, not just from Evermore, but from all over High Rock, sent aid when they heard how severe the crisis was. All of High Rock seemingly united to crush this small town, yet only a Luddite would think so simply. This was to crush an idea, a canker that'd undo the very world we haven. So the Lord's strength was honed into one blow, throwing all their might at those walls. They fell, and what mercy we would have spared upon those misguided serfs was instead replaced with conviction to stamp out a chaotic ideology. No. They, however, did. To the last man, woman, and child, a Pyrrhic victory in the truest sense. Evermore had lost half its serf class, yet the lords were elated that the existential crisis of revolution was averted. Exceptionally harsh measures were put in place for anyone that even uttered the commune's name, or who dared to evoke the same rebellious sentiments. And so that concludes the tale of Munster. Almost lost myself in another tale. Maybe because that question isn't as easily answered. Bear with me, as what follows can drift into conjecture. Rumors from the nobility in that siege reported seeing figures watching the slaughter unfold in the town, neither part of the kingdom's militia or the defendants. Scouts were dispatched to see who the strange party was, and upon their return they displayed strange idols, with the scouts claiming them as gifts from those shady silhouettes, though their names or identities were never disclosed. Most of the nobility had discarded these charms immediately, except for that wretched Mortifane, who was enamored by that hideous amulet that still wrings his filthy neck. If I could tell you, then we'd already be halfway to a solution by now. But that's where my knowledge ends. I hope you enjoyed the tale. It's always a guilty pleasure to recite when the lowborn are acting up. I'll prefer to keep a head on my shoulders and not become incensed by recalling our past altercations. Even picturing that miserable bit of face casts a spell of anger over me. You needn't be. He, as a topic for conversation, is as pleasant as any other fetid duty we're plagued with, to only be addressed when its removal is an option. Farewell.